Hi students, I am Irene. In this video playlist, you will learn your class 12 computer science topic recursion in Python. After learning this chapter, you will be able to define recursive function, how recursion works, what is recursion in Python, and you will be able to compare recursion versus iteration in Python. Introduction. We have learned to work with functions in Python. A function is nothing but a named subprogram that acts on data and often returns a value. A function can be created and called or invoked by the user. A function can be called or invoked from the main segment of the program or from inside the other function definitions. So a function is a named subprogram that acts on data and often returns a value that can be created or called by the user. It can be called from the main segment of the program or from inside the other function definitions. Have you ever thought of a function calling itself or invoking itself? Yes, a function can call itself or invoke itself. The programming technique where a function calls itself either directly or indirectly refers to recursion. So recursion is nothing but the programming technique where a function calls itself either directly or indirectly. A function is said to be a recursive function if it calls itself. So a recursive function is a function which calls itself. Let us consider an example for a function calling or invoking other function. Here in the given example, there is a function definition for function 1. In its body, there is a function call. So here function 2 is called from the body of function 1. So this is the example for function calling or invoking the other function. So function 1, in its definition, it has a function call. From function 1, function 2 is called. So this is an example for a function calling or invoking other functions. If a function calls itself, then that function is known as recursive function. In the given example, there is a function definition for function 1. In its body, there is a function call for function 1. So this function calls its own function from its function body. So this is an example for a function calling itself. So this function 1 is referred as recursive function. There is another example for recursive function. Here there is a function definition for A. In its body, there is a function call for the same function A. So the function A from its body, it is calling itself. So this is another example for the recursive function. Recursion can be direct recursion or indirect recursion. If the function calls itself from its function body, it is referred as direct recursion. If the function calls another function which calls its caller function, it is referred as indirect recursion. So recursion can be of two types. They are direct recursion and indirect recursion. Direct recursion is nothing but a function calls itself from its own function body, and indirect recursion is nothing but a function calls another function which in turn calls its caller function. So this is indirect recursion. Let us consider an example for direct recursion. Here there is a function definition for B. In its body, there is a function call for the same function B. So this function B calls itself from its own function body. This is the example for direct recursion. This is depicted through the diagram here. Here there is function B. This function B calls itself. So when a function calls itself from its own function body, it is referred as direct recursion. Here is an example for the indirect recursion. There are two function definitions given here. The function A, in its body, it has a function call for the function B. So function B is called from the body of function A. The function B, in its body, it has a function call for the caller function A. So function A is called from the body of function B. Here in this function definition, the function A is referred as the caller function and function B is referred as the called function. So the function B is called from the function A. In turn, this function definition B, in its body, it has the function call for the caller function A. This is the example for indirect recursion. This is depicted through the diagram here. There are two functions A and B. This function A calls the function B. In turn, the function B calls the function A, which is the caller function. This is the example for indirect recursion. Let us consider another example for indirect recursion. There are three function definitions given here for A, B and C. The function definition A, in its body it has a function called for B. So function B is called from the body of function A, and function B in its body it has a function called for C, and function C is called from the function body of B, and function C in its body it has a function called for A. So function A is called from the function body of C. Here the first caller function A has been called again after many function calls. So this becomes a cycle. This is an example for indirect recursion. This is depicted through the diagram here. The function A, B and C are given here. The function A calls function B, the function B calls function C, and the function C calls the first caller function A again. This is an example for indirect recursion. In mathematics also we have seen recursive problems. For example, to calculate the sum of n natural numbers, we used to calculate as n plus sum of n minus 1 natural numbers. To calculate sum of n minus 1 natural numbers, we used to calculate as n minus 1 plus sum of n minus 2 natural numbers. To calculate sum of n minus 2 natural numbers, we used to calculate as n minus 2 plus sum of n minus 3 natural numbers. These steps will be continued until n is reduced to number 1, since natural numbers starts from number 1. So in mathematics, sum of n natural numbers will be calculated on one or more preceding elements according to a rule or formula involving finite number of steps. So the same concept is applied in recursive functions of Python also. Let us find the output of a given Python program. The Python program's execution starts from the first top level statement. Here the first top level statement is the function header for function f1. When Python's interpreter executes the function header, it omits its function body. So the function body of f1 will not be executed now. The next statement to be executed is the function header for function f2. Again Python's interpreter omits its function body. The next statement to be executed is the function call for f1. So now function f1 will be called from here. In its body there is a print statement. This print statement prints the string constant calling function 2. So calling function 2 is printed as the output here. The next statement is a function call for function f2. So f2 function will be called from here. In its body there is a print statement which prints calling function 1. So calling function 1 is printed here. The next statement here is a function call for function f1. So function f1 will be called from here. Here there is a print statement which prints calling function f2. So calling function f2 is printed here. The next statement is a function call for function f2. So f2 is called again, and again there is a print statement here which prints calling function 1. So calling function 1 is printed here. Again if you see there is a function call for function f1. So again function f1 is called. Again there is a print statement which prints calling function 2. So calling function 2 is printed here. Again there is a function call for function f2. Function f2 is called. Again the print statement has printed calling function 1. Calling function 1 is printed here. If you see the output, this program keeps on printing the output calling function 2 and calling function 1 infinitely. From this what you understand is the function 1 and function 2, it keeps on calling one another infinitely, and it uses the entire memory space. So this is an example for an indirect recursive function, but this program does not use the sensible recursive function. That's why it has not printed the correct output, and it has printed the output calling function 2 and calling function 1 infinitely. In the above explained Python program, the functions f1 and f2 will keep on calling one another infinitely, and the entire memory space will be used up. Also, Python reports runtime error as maximum recursion depth exceeded while pickling an object. The above recursive code produced error because it is not sensible. A sensible recursive code clearly specifies where to stop. So when you write a sensible recursive code, it should not call itself infinitely, but it should clearly specify where to stop. Definition: recursion. Recursion is a technique for solving a large computational problem by repeatedly applying the same procedure to reduce it to a successively smaller problems. A recursive procedure has two parts, one or more base cases and a recursive step. So recursion is a technique for solving a large computational problem by repeatedly applying the same procedure. Also, recursive procedure has one or more base cases and a recursive case. The right or sensible recursive code must have a case whose result is known or computed without any recursive calling, that is referred as the base case. Also, the base case must be reachable for some argument or parameter in a right or sensible recursive code. So, the right or sensible recursive code must have a base case and that must be reachable for some argument or parameter. The right or sensible recursive code also have recursive case whereby function calls itself. So the right or sensible recursive code must have one or more base cases and a recursive case. Let us summarize the topics we have learned under recursion. A function is said to be recursive if it calls itself. There are two cases in the recursive function. They are the recursive case and the base case. The base case is the case whose solution is pre-known and is used without computation. The recursive case is more general case of the problem which is being solved. And infinite recursion is when a recursive function calls itself endlessly. Coming up next, how recursion works in Python, video part 2.